In this video today, I'm going to share with you some of the most unique tips that has been on this channel of Bass Fishing Declassified. These are tips to where I'm editing these videos. I am making a phone call to some of my fellow anglers and friends. I'm like, hey, check this out. We've had this channel going now for I think 8 months, and we appreciate all of you guys for watching and subscribing to the channel and giving us feedback. Now, hey guys, let's go get into these 6 tips that I think are very unique and that you need to know about. Okay guys, before I get into the first tip, I want to go ahead and let you know that we're going to have a bait bag giveaway offer in this video. How to get entered to the drawing is by just leaving a comment of your favorite tip that's in this video or from another Bass Fishing Declassified video. So just leave us a comment of the tip from this one or the other video. I will announce the winner in my next solo video. So now, hey, let's get to the first tip that I think is unique. The first tip, guys, that I thought was unique was one that Matt Steffen shared with in a swim bait video. It wasn't just mainly for the swim bait though, it was for the swing head jig. So what he shared about the swing head jig that was unique was how he didn't just use a traditional swing head jig that was a hook already bought, made together. He had special swing heads that you can get, and I'll put a couple in the description. I know one that I bought recently or bought a couple months ago and used was the Epic swim bait, Epic brand swing heads, okay? But it was just a swing head, but then he would add swivels between the swing head to the hook. So instead of just having a hook on the swing head, he would then put extra swivels there, and what that did, and he shared, was how it gave it more action, but also he had a higher percentage of hookups. And when I heard that higher percentage of hookups because of just the leverage of the bait, it gave the hook more chance from the weight. I actually went through a couple trips before that video got posted where I watched a friend lose a big one on a swing head. Then also myself, I've lost some fish on a swing head in the previous year, and I kind of got away from the swing head. But after hearing that tip, man, I put it back to use. Been using the swing head. The second tip, guys, now this one pretty hit me hard as well, because it was talking about fishing bluffs. We had a bluff video that I believe got put out at the end of December, and I fished bluffs a lot growing up, probably like you guys. If your lakes have bluffs, it's an easy target to catch bass, but I never fished it like Kyle Cordiana shared it with how he fished it. Kyle Cordiana was talking about fishing it with, of course, Alabama rigs, but he went more towards an individual swim bait. One thing he would do with that swim bait is flip it up there up against the bluffs and have it go down, and he would fish it back up to the boat. Of course, on those bluff walls, fish can be in different levels. He talked about fishing it up there towards it and letting it drop down, but he also would put his boat right there next to it, throw the swim bait down the wall, and then reel it back, find the depth of those fish are in. And then me just knowing about fishing and then fishing, I've gotten more experience with it. There are times that, a lot of times the fish are looking up, okay? So even if you're fishing a clear body of water, they can see a lot. You're fishing stained, they still can see. That's one thing we have learned with forward-facing sonar. So watching that video, watch how he fished bluffs, it was a way I never have attacked bluffs. So I thought that was pretty neat to share with you guys. I'll also put these videos, guys, in the links if you want to go back and check them out, so you can go back and see this tip and see other tips in the videos as well. Now, hey, let's get to the third tip. Okay, guys, the third one. Now, this is one I've already actually had some experience doing, but I got it shared to me before this video was out, and actually a couple months, maybe a year before the video was out. But that is a blue craw colored crankbait. Johnny, in one of our I believe it was a fall rock transition video, talked about the Spro rock crawler and the blue color, a blue craw color. And man, for me, I always thought of throwing a crankbait fall to winter red. You hear red craws, red, throw red everywhere, right? And that was me. But when I was throwing a jig back on Lake Ouachita, I always liked having a little blue in there. And so here we are now. I mean, why not have a blue crankbait? So I ended up getting me some blue wiggle warts. I have the rock crawler as well. I talked about it in another specific cranking video that I did in the winter. And guys, I just want to share that tip with you. If you have not tried the blue colored crankbaits for the winter, you need to check it out. Okay guys, tip number 4 is going to be involved with a fluke, okay? A lure that I've thrown probably longer than any other lure that's in my tackle box, okay, besides maybe the worm. But before I get into that, if you enjoy the content and enjoy Bass Fishing Declassified, guys, hey, go to Fish the Moment and check out our one-on-one virtual lessons. If there's any angler you'd like to have a 1-hour Google Meet with, hey, you can sign up with it at fishthemoment.com. I've enjoyed my lessons with my with my people that's done it. Now, I know the other anglers have had a good experience as well. Now, hey, let's get to that fluke tip. And that fluke tip was one that Randy Blockett shared in our recent fluke video. Okay, guys, that's a tip I actually remembered hearing when I was 16 years old. and now that was like 15 years later. So that's something I never did though. I always thought that, hey, having that fluke upside down would maybe get in the fish's tongues, okay? But after talking to Randy, okay, Randy said he did not really have that happen as much as you would think, and maybe that's because the weight of the hook will kind of go up in the water and how the fish suck it in. But what that hook does upside down does give it different action. The weight's there different, it gives it a different action. And I know some of you guys that are watching this might think, hey, I'm going to get snagged up more, I'm going to get hung up more. Well guys, this is mainly for an open water scenario, okay? This is not for, you know, throwing in standing timber or throwing it maybe at a brush pile, or if you're bank fishing and there's grass. I understand that. So if you're fishing more open water, it's a tip to try. Even after we share that video, I believe Wired to Fish showed underwater footage on their, I think it was an Instagram page, maybe their website, of the fluke rig setup like that. And so something that's pretty unique that we put our video out, then they all of a sudden put their video out. So it is something that's it's a quiet deal that those pros don't want you to know, but Randy did share it. Okay guys, tip number 5. Now this one I say is a tip, but it's just a way how a guy hooks his punching rig, okay? Miles Berghoff, Sonar Fishing's his YouTube page, and if you have not checked it out, hey, check it out. He about posts a video every single day now, like Matt and Randy. But Miles, guys, he's punched a lot, okay? I've been punching for like probably 4 years, but Miles has been punching probably 15 years at least. I mean, he lived in Florida for a while. He is really good at punching mats and grass, but he does it with a EWG style hook. I always kind of got told and just saw videos when I was searching how to do it is, hey, you got to use the flipping hook. You got to use a straight, you know, this hook or that hook, the straight shank hook. And I kind of I didn't ever even try the EWG style. So it's just unique, guys, that, hey, whatever works for you, you try it on your own. You can watch these videos, you can watch this video, but hey, go get one thing for you to get better as an angler is to try it yourself and then get your opinion on it. I know in me in the coaching world, before I got into fishing, the coaches, man, we always like to meet up with each other, go to clinics, see how this guy likes to call a play, how this guy likes to run a play, and we like to learn from each other, but then we make it fit best for us. And guys, that's the same with fishing. When you watch these videos, you take it in and then you go try to use it to your advantage to help you out. So this tip was just how Miles, when he punches, likes to use an EWG hook. Hey, that works for him. He has his reasons for it. And guys, I still use just the normal flipping hook that, you know, that I just kind of watched from videos and went with it. But guys, there's a lot of different ways to catch fish, and just make sure that, hey, whatever fits best for you, you do it. Now this next tip, okay, this next tip that I'm going to share, tip number 6, the last one, and this is one that, guys, that if you're still watching, this is one that I've messed up on already. Like I wrote this down in my notes to do, and now it's not July, it's the end of June, it's about to be July, and I've not done it yet. And this was a tip Matt Steffen shared on a wacky rig video. He shared on how he likes to fish that wacky rig deep, okay? So instead of doing a traditional like drop shot where you have the hook tied to the line and the weight, he actually had the weight, has the wacky rig hook on the line, and then he has a swivel, okay? So I probably said that backwards. Let me make this more easier for you. Swivel, line, then there's the hook on the line, and then the weight. And when you throw it out, that hook's going to go up with the floating worm, or not the float worm, with the worm. The water, how it's going to work is going to make it float up, and then you're down on the bottom and you work it, and that wacky rig is just going up and down that line. Guys, this is something I wanted to do this summer to try to catch some offshore fish, because I know nobody around here is doing it. Nobody, okay? So this is a tip that I'm going to share with you guys. I'm about to go tie one on right now, okay? So hopefully you might try it as well. If you do, let me know it, or if you have done it, let me know. Guys, we appreciate you watching. Thank you guys for being a part of Bass Fishing Declassified. Like I said earlier, I think we are on month 8th, okay? And we're going to continue to get this rolling, but we continue to need you guys watch, give us feedback. Please share the channel, subscribe if you have not, and hey, don't forget to leave the comment, and we'll see you next time.